We are the Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
We're definite Hebrew Israelites. But it was other things that went along with the curses that was put on our people in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And then once you begin to see these things, you begin to understand why our people walk around in darkness as far as religious doctrine is concerned.
Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Isaiah chapter 41, verses 10, 11, and 13. Fear you not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your Elohim. I will strengthen you. Yea, I will help you. Yea, I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against you shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with you shall perish. For I, Yahweh thy Elohim, will hold thy right hand, saying unto you, Fear not, I will help you.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, Stand By Me.
The storms of life are raging. Stand by me. When the storms of life are raging. Like a ship upon the sea. Oh, thou rulest and water. Stand by me.
In the midst of tribulation,
The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another, as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. That all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelation chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and have sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on the Yahweh's Holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, we have been told that desegregation was a necessary process for people of color to achieve equal services. Segregated is defined as set apart from one another, isolated, or divided. In contrast, let's define the word sanctify. Sanctify is defined as to consecrate, sanctify, prepare, dedicate, be hallowed, be holy, be sanctified, be separate. For a thing to be sanctified, it must be separated. So in the process of being desegregated, we were also de-sanctified. Today's sermon is entitled, The Evil of Integration. Let's begin today's sermon in Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. See, sometimes we're so busy looking at the financial advances, which are basically turns out to be a bribe, if you will. We're looking at what we're going to get financially, or what access we're going to get, and we focus on the things that we're getting and not pay attention to the things that we're giving up. It is written in Jeremiah that when he restores Israel, their nobles shall be of themselves. You know, nobody has that problem but us. People in the land don't have a problem with their nobles being of some other nation. They won't even let nobody else in. America don't have that problem. They pick whoever they want to pick. And if they don't like the people, they just redraw the district lines and get them out of there. Nobody has that problem but us. And it is written, you shall not elect one to rule over you that is not of your brethren. We stand in line so we can vote to put somebody over us that is not of our nation. Yahweh told us directly not to do it. And then we're surprised when it doesn't turn out right. Because they never have our best interest in mind. It's first of all hard for another nation to do that. It's even more difficult when there's somebody standing on the sideline passing them some money saying, if you do this, I'll give you that. Oh, that takes all the righteousness. Whatever was in their mind is completely gone once the stacks of money show up. So we really didn't understand just how evil this process was. Let's begin in Exodus chapter 19 and start at verse 1.
In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moshe went up unto Elohim, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shall you say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, You've seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
All right, you shall be a peculiar people unto me above all people. So if you integrate or you mix in with everybody else, how are you peculiar and above if you have been mingled in? The thing that they made us believe was good was actually another trick of the adversary, the devil. You keep mixing something that's pure with something else, what do you think you're going to get? Go ahead.
And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Israel. And Moshe came down and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together, and said, All that Yahweh has spoken we will do. And Moshe returned the words of the people unto Yah. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Lo, I come unto you in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and believe you forever. And Moshe told the words of the people unto Yah. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the 3rd day. For the 3rd day Yahweh will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And you shall set bonds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that you go not up onto the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death.
All right, that's as far as I want to go there. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2. Now, whenever a group of people see something that they want, and they figure out, okay, what do I need to do to get possession of that? By reading and looking at this culture, they said, okay, all I have to do is present myself as being these people, and now I can lay a claim to the land, and anything I do to get it, I can make the whole earth believe that my actions are justified. 1 Peter chapter 2, and let's read verses 1 through 19.
Wherefore, laying aside all malice, and all guile, and hypocrisies, and envies, and all evil speakings, As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. If so be you have tasted that the Adonai is gracious, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Elohim and precious. You also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices, acceptable to Elohim by Yahshua HaMashiach.
You also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices. But you know what we want to do? Spend our money to go to a place that they call the Holy Land so we can knock our heads up against the wall and think that we at a physical temple. Come on. He said, you're a spiritual temple. Where you going? I'm going to go to the Holy Land so I can go lean up against the Temple Mount. That ain't no Temple Mount. And how you going to look for something that's already in you? You going to look for his temple? I can get you that free. Go look in the mirror. You spend how much? Go ahead.
Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believes on him shall not be confounded.
Right. If this is our chief cornerstone, this is the stone that holds the whole building together. Yet we going to go look at some earthly stones. You don't even see the stone in you. And people are hoping that you never see the stone in you. They hope that you will spend all your time watching videos and will not see the stone in you because you see yourself doing every other thing. Go ahead.
Unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
So understand, there are some people that are appointed to disobedience. And then we go and cuddle up with the appointed disobedient. No matter what you try to tell them, no matter how you try to direct them, they were appointed to disobedience, and then we go and fall in love with them. And we think, well, I'm going to change their disobedience. Once they hear this, they will no longer be disobedient. Appointed to disobedience. You think you can change an appointment? You've overestimated your abilities. Even the watchman's job was never to change the heart of the people. The watchman's job is to only tell them what thus says Yahweh. Yahweh didn't hold him responsible for whether or not they did what he said. That was not his responsibility. It never was. He was only responsible to tell them. His salvation is sealed in what he says, not in what he's able to get them to do. Go ahead, brother.
But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Right. Do you think it's a coincidence that the same individuals who say they you, the same individuals who have the land, are the same individuals who have taken control of your music and say, if you're not going to do murder, death, kill, we ain't going to even put it out? You think it's a coincidence? The music was set aside for the priest. That's a holy job. Why would somebody go all the way out of their way to make sure that they defile your music industry? Because they know you directed by music. You don't even know you directed by music. You don't know when a fast song come on, you drive fast. You don't even know when a slow song come on, you move slow. You talk soft. You ain't even noticed that about yourself. Everybody else know. They're directing your mood with music and you don't even know it. So when they constantly put in front of you murder, death, kill, you start thinking the exact way of the music that you listening to. Everybody know it except you. Go ahead, Brett.
Verse 9, but you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness and into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Elohim, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that, whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify Elohim in the day of visitation. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Adonai's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of Elohim, that with well-doing you may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of Elohim. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Elohim, honor the king. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward Elohim endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
All right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 26. So when we talk about a royal priesthood, a chosen generation, there are some things that a royal priesthood has to do. See, the priests go make these sacrifices to make atonement for the children of Israel. Well, he says, well, take aside the physical building. You are built up a spiritual house. So your suffering is a sacrifice within the spiritual house that you are a part of. And the thing that we complain the most about is any suffering that we go through. It's the first thing that we say when we get up. Oh, woe is me. I said I tried to get up and my back said no. I tried to run, but I realized my legs ain't run worthy. Oh, I want to buy this, but my pockets just ain't right. But if he came to us and said, all right, so you want to be everything physical. All right, I give you all that back. Go get up on that cross. You know what? I'll take backache for 200, please. You know what? Never mind. No. Go on up there. I give you all your money back. I give you whatever car you want. Just climb up there. And let's sit up there for a season. You know what? Never mind. Sufficient for today is the problems thereof. Go ahead, Bree.
Deuteronomy chapter 26 and verse 12. When you have made an end of tithing all the tithes of your increase the third year, which is the year of tithing, and has given it unto the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may eat within your gates and be filled, then you shall say before Yahweh your Elohim, I have brought away the hallowed things out of mine house, and also have given them unto the Levite, and unto the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all your commandments which you have commanded me. I have not transgressed your commandments, neither have I forgotten them. I have not eaten thereof in my mourning, neither have I taken away aught thereof for any unclean use.
Now, because we know now, once we start feeling some type of way, now verse 14, I have not eaten thereof in my mourning. Now, once we feel some kind of way, we might have money set aside for a certain purpose, but let it get rainy and cloudy in our mind. Oh, the mall about to get it. Go ahead.
Nor given aught thereof for the dead. But I have hearkened to the voice of Yahweh my Elohim, and have done according to all that you have commanded me. Look down from your holy habitation, from heaven, and bless your people Israel, and the land which you have given us, as you sweareth unto our fathers, a land that flows with milk and honey. This day Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you to do these statutes and judgments. You shall therefore keep and do them with all your heart and with all your soul. You have avouched Yahweh this day to be your El, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice.
You have agreed to Yahweh this day to be your Elohim, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice. You have said this is good. Go ahead.
And Yahweh has avouched you this day to be his peculiar people, as he has promised you, and that you should keep all his commandments. And to make you high above all nations.
To make you high above all nations. Now, in Bible study, we went over the definition of a heathen. And it's not what we thought it was. So when we deal with and to make you high above all nations, it's to make you high above the heathens. But it's difficult to be high above the heathen when we like hanging out with the heathen. It's very difficult to be peculiar from the heathen when we look at the heathen and say, I want to look just like that. So we dress ourselves up like the heathen. We model ourselves like the heathen. We want to see what's popular unto the heathen so we can get heathen likable items. And then judgment comes. Now, how are you going to explain to your Elohim that you peculiar again? How are you going to explain to the death angel, no, don't kill me. I'm one of you. Now the death angel got a question. Well, I'm trying to, you one of my people? Well, why you look like that? Because I can't tell the difference between you and the people I came to bring forth judgment. There's a problem here. Go ahead.
And to make you high above all nations which he has made, in praise and in name and in honor, and that you may be an holy people unto Yahweh your Elohim, as he has spoken.
All right, now remember, if you was around for Bible study, it says, and to make you high above all nations which he have made in praise and in name and in honor. Now what happened now? The whooping go according to the honor. See, we like the honor, but understand, the one that's high in honor, that's who he looking for when he come. When he comes and says something ain't right, he's starting at the top of the honor chart. He come, he said, well, where the dad at? Ain't no daddy here. All right, well, who next? Mama. All right, Mom, come here. I need to see who's top of this chart here. All right. Explain what's going on in here. Whoever top of that honor chart is who he makes his grievance with. That's something that we need to make sure that we always keep in mind. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20. See, to be high above all nations, there were some things that you had to perform. You're not just high above all nations because you were made this way, or you were made with this skin, and somebody else was made with another skin. No. There's culture that is the main driving force of making you above all people. Go ahead, brother.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Again you shall say to the children of Israel, Whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that gives any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And I'll set my face against that man, and I'll cut him off from among his people, because he has given of his seed unto Molech, to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man, when he gives of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man.
Wait a minute. We said, look at man, I ain't no snitch. So I don't be snitching. Yahweh said, well, I that's understand. That's honor. That's honor. But I'm going to kill you too. Yeah. That's honorable right there. Yeah, but you daring too. Go ahead.
And against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people.
Now wait a minute now. Then I will set my face against that man and against his family. So you didn't just cause problems for yourself while you said, you know what, I'm gonna keep it real. Now your family gotta keep it real too. Because now they finna suffer for your actions. And people say, you know, it's not fair that other people would suffer for what somebody else did. We're not paying attention. Go ahead.
And the soul that turns after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I'll even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. Sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be you holy, for I am Yahweh, your Elohim.
Wait a minute. So if he says sanctify yourself, he wants you to be consecrated, to be dedicated, to be hallowed, to be holy, to be separate. But see, we're listening to somebody that said, I have a dream. And by that dream, we say, you know what? We need to go on out, spread out into the earth, and go and make this money. And our communities are worse off now than before we had any money. And we driving fancy cars, we got nice clothes, we got stuff we can't even spell. We got stuff that we go into the place and don't even know how to ask for it. Because we don't know how to pronounce it right. But we said my bank account can afford it though. But the way our people operated before, everybody looked out for everybody. Now we have everything and have nothing. Go ahead, priest.
And you shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Yahweh, which sanctifies you. For everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him.
And we know nowadays people will say anything. Why? Because we watch the other nations. We watch them do those things, and now we are encouraged. We say things that we wouldn't dare say to our parents one generation before. Now you hear folks talking to their parents, you want to jump in the conversation. Hey, come here, little man. What we doing right now? What we do? I know I don't know you, but come here, man. What you talking about? Is these your folks? You gonna talk to your folks like that? This seem okay to you? You know what happened when you do that? The folks gonna start fighting you.
Don't you say that to little June bug. He was cussing me out with love.
Right. So he meant it with care when he said mother. Oh, okay. I must have heard that wrong. My bad. I'll stay out your business. Go ahead.
Verse 22. You shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land, whether I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out. And you shall not walk in the manner of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
All right. He is giving us warning how to operate. We kind of forget it was Yahweh that spread out. The earth was of one speech. All the people were together. They got to mingling and created an enormous amount of evil. It was Yahweh that said, go down there and confound their language and split them up. Yahweh was the one that created nations. He the ones that created the separation. Now, what does the adversary, the devil, want to do constantly? One world order. What? What is that? I'm going to push everything back together that Yahweh separated. But we think it's advancement. It is evil. Yahweh went one way, the adversary, the devil went another. Now we think the adversary was right. Go ahead.
But I have said unto you, you shall inherit their land, and I give it unto you to possess it, a land that flows with milk and honey. I am Yahweh your Elohim, which have separated you from other people.
I'm sorry, he did what?
Separated us from other people.
Separated you from other people. He says, I'm the one that segregated you. Well, you out here marching in the street so you can be desegregated? I did that.
They say, no, but I want to go to the fancy store.
Go ahead.
You shall therefore put difference between clean beast and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean.
No, we don't want to do that. See, because that goes physically and spiritually. See, there's a clean beast and there's an unclean beast. See, we don't even understand. Even when we in the street, we don't operate like other people. See, we decide to be a beast and we still a clean beast. We get out there and run into those other beasts in the street. We be like, wow, I thought I was doing something. They really off in the beast mode for real. And you realize you can't even adequately be a beast. Because you out there in the street and still got a heart. Go ahead, pray.
And you shall not make your souls abominable by beast, or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creeps on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And you shall be holy unto me, for I Yahweh am holy, and have severed you from other people, that you should be mine.
I have severed you. Here he goes. I separated you. I severed you. How many times does he have to say it? What we gonna do? Nah, but we know better, Yahweh. That old stuff. Because see, now we have television channels that allow us to go to another place in the world in our mind. And now we want to see what that's like. Go ahead.
A man also, or woman that has a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them.
All right. Let's go to Genesis chapter 45. See, Yahweh said that he separated the children of Israel. But we say, you know what? We have we don't have the best books. We don't have the best instruments. So then we opted to integrate. Guess what? Now we ain't got no instrument. Our own folks used to come to the school and teach us music. Teach us how to read music. Teach us how to play music. Now, the powers that be have redrawn district lines and said, hey, there's not enough funds for that music class, take that out. There's not enough funds to teach them how to read music. Now, you got music in you. See, we the kind of people that hear rhythm in strange things. Let the train come by and something fall. We don't hear, boom, boom, what, boom, what, boom, up, Now you know we done made music out of nowhere. We ain't got no instrument. We ain't got no nothing. It's just in us like that, and they doing everything they can to take it out of you. Go ahead, pray.
Exodus chapter 45 and verse 1. Genesis, 45 and verse 1. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him. And he cried, cause every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians and the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Does my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence.
You know, you always get trouble at the person you tried to kill, and you realize that they not dead, but standing in front of you. Yeah, I done ran into a few ghosts myself. But that's another sermon. Yeah, go ahead.
And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourself, that you sold me hither. For Elohim did send me before you to preserve life.
All right, so Yahweh made you mistreat me so I can protect you. You have to rattle that around in your head for a minute. So he used your prejudice against me to force me to a place where I would be able to secure a place for you. If you want to find something to play with, I'm trying to tell you, my God ain't it. You need to find something else to play with. Because you don't understand how he play. All right? His games are very, very difficult to understand. And you already be in the third quarter before you even know you playing. Go ahead.
For these 2 years has famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years, in the which there shall neither be airing nor harvest. And Elohim sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance.
To save you a posterity in the earth, to preserve seed so that your lineage can go on. So this gift that he had, it is not useful at all amongst them. Him having the ability to interpret dreams, it just absolutely, and all it do is get you jumped on at the house.
I've dreamed a drip more. Pow! Look, well, what about this? Pow! You know, I'm stop telling y'all my dreams.
Right, because them dreams ain't for those people. That ability to interpret dreams are not for those people. It's for over there. Now your God got to find a way to get this gift over there. And your daddy ain't letting you leave. Because you the son of his old age. He love you much. He ain't trying to let you go. But this gift got to get over there. Now what do we got here we can use? Oh, hatred of with brothers. Perfect ingredient. Go ahead.
So now it was not you that sent me hither, but Elohim.
Uh-huh.
And he has made me a father to Pharaoh,
Uh-huh.
and master of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt.
I know you were the one that threw me in the pit, but it wasn't you that sent me here. Now consider, everybody think they're in control of their own actions. Everybody think, you know, I'm a grown man, I'm a grown woman. Hey, somebody led them to put him in that pit. You ever consider what spirit are you entertaining that cause you to say and do the things you do? You think it's always you? You think you so arrogant, you think you in control 24/7? You think that thought, you thought it yourself? You said, man, I'm so smart. I be thinking. Right. Go ahead.
Haste you, and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thus says your son Yosef, Elohim has made me master of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not. And you shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and you shall be near unto me, you and your children, and your children's children.
Wait a minute. You shall dwell in the land of Goshen, because you gonna dwell close to me. See, then I can look out for you. You stay near me. Wait a minute. So all the children of Israel going into Egypt, staying in the same place. He didn't go and spread them out. See, sometimes it's important to understand how you started, so you can look around and see what you're going through and why. Go ahead.
And your flocks and your herds and all that you have. And there will I nourish you, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest you and your household and all that you have come to poverty.
Because if you go out and spread out, then people not gonna look out for you the way I'm gonna look out for you. See, you my people. If you spread out among these Egyptians, I'm telling you, you're gonna die. They are concerned with feeding their own families. You spread out, you're gonna die. You stay here so I can nourish you. Go ahead.
And behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is my mouth that speaks unto you. And you shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that you have seen, and you shall haste and bring down my father hither. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren, and wept upon them, and after that his brethren talked with him. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come. And it pleased Pharaoh well, and his servants. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Say unto your brethren.
Stop now. Stop now. Stop. Now, we're going to have a conversation right here. All right. Now, they says Joseph's brethren are came, and Pharaoh happy. All right. Now, if Joseph had said that his brothers had sold him and he told Pharaoh all his family business, do you think Pharaoh would have been happy when they showed up?
Nope.
But as soon as we feeling some type of way, we telling everybody,
Let me tell you something. My brothers, they don't care nothing about me. They dug a hole, they throw me in this pit, and they sold me, and then I got accused. S.A. My people told me I can't say that word I be saying. They convicted me falsely.
wait a minute. He didn't tell Pharaoh all his business. So the man interpret dreams also knew when to shut his mouth. So now his people over and Pharaoh don't have no problem with them. Why? Because he kept his mouth closed about his business. But we can't wait to tell somebody how we feel. I feel some kind of way. Yes, I do. I wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it go. Pharaoh has welcomed these people. Pharaoh loves Joseph. I mean, absolutely loves him. He has promoted him over Egyptians. What do you think Pharaoh would have done if he here? No, because you know, sometimes you might be at peace with somebody, but the person who you done told about your altercation, they are no longer at peace with that person. But you told because you were just trying to get you some, you know what I'm saying, you had to blow off a little steam. Now you and that person, y'all cool again. But now the person you told is walking around, can't believe you did that to little James. No, me and James worked that out. You know what, I don't feel workable. Yeah, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. What's going on? They not ready to forgive that person. And what happened? Because you put that out there in that atmosphere. Now you can try to go and straighten that, That don't mean it's straightening that person's heart. But because he didn't put all of that out there, now his brothers and his father, and keep in mind, he don't know he ever gonna see him again. But he still didn't run his mouth. You know, when we think we ain't never gonna see somebody, you know, this is when we start making golden calves and stuff.
Huh.
And what it take? 29 and a half days. You know what? There's the 30th day tomorrow. Pull out your earrings. Let's go ahead and make some gods. Wait, it's been 30. It's been 1 moon. Joseph was separated from his family for over 20 years. And we swear we be doing something. We can't hold something in for 20 minutes. 20 years. Pharaoh is happy to see his brethren. Go ahead, priest.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, say unto your brethren, this do you, lade your beasts, and go, get you unto the land of Canaan. And take your father and your households, and come unto me, and I'll give you the good of the land of Egypt, and you shall eat the fat of the land. Now you are commanded, this do. Now you are commanded, this do you. Take you wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones, and for your wives, and bring your father, and come. Also regard not your stuff, for the good of all the land of Egypt is yours. And the children of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them wagons, according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provision for the way. To all of them he gave each man changes of raiment, but to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment.
Wait a minute now. Benjamin wasn't part of the deception. He's the brother that was born out. He ain't had nothing to do with none of they shenanigans. No. He get more than everybody else. And he's a different kind of dude. See? It was time to eat. Benjamin eating like 4 men. He said, man, something, this dude different. But this man was a born warrior, too. Go ahead.
And to his father he sent after this manner, 10 asses laden with the good things of Egypt, and 10 she-asses laden with corn and bread and meat for his father by the way. So he sent his brethren away, and they departed. And he said unto them, see that you fall not out by the way. And they went up out of Egypt, and came to the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father, and told him, saying, Joseph is yet alive, and is governor of all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not.
Now, he don't believe them. Now, at what point is the rest of this story going to be told? So when Daddy get me back, my son, how is it that you are alive and you are the prince of Egypt?
Y'all wanna tell Daddy what it happened? Never mind, Daddy. Look, things just be happening. God, won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Who's gonna tell this story? Because it's a hell of a story. This is a hell of a story. This is page turner. Who's gonna tell it? Go ahead.
And they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them. And when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. And Israel said, it is enough. Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I'll go and see him before I die.
I will go and see him before I die. I am happy. Joseph was a Messiah to Israel. Joseph was dead and is yet alive. We dealing with the resurrection right here. We dealing with the deliverance of the children of Israel right here. There's some situations that are written and there's others that you're going to have to live. Let's go to Exodus chapter 8. Exodus chapter 8, and start at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, Go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus says Yahweh, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if you refuse to let them go, behold, I'll smite all your borders with frogs. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into your houses, and into your bedchamber, and upon your bed, and into the house of your servants, and upon your people, and into your ovens, and into your kneading troughs. And the frogs shall come up both on you, and upon your people, and upon all your servants. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, Say unto Aaron, Stretch forth your hand and your rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up, and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt.
Now, this lets you know that, people foolish. To try and act like they got the same power as Moshe, they gonna bring frogs too. What make you think we need more frogs? You're not showing your power by bringing more frogs. How about take the frogs away? I don't need more frogs. But you see how we fool with the slightest of things? Somebody bring hell, so then somebody else said, well, I'm going to bring more hell. I don't need more hell. I need less hell. Go ahead.
Then Pharaoh called for Moshe and Aaron and said, Entreat Yahweh, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I'll let your people go, that they may do sacrifice unto Yah. And Moshe said unto Pharaoh, Glory over me. When shall I entreat for you, and for your servants, and for your people, to destroy the frogs from you and your houses, that they may remain in the river only? And he said, Tomorrow. And he said, Be it according to your word, that you may know that there is none like unto Yahweh our Elohim. And the frogs shall depart from you and from your houses, and from your servants and from your people, they shall remain in the river only. And Moshe and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moshe cried unto Yahweh because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And Yahweh did according to the word of Moshe, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank.
Now, let me tell you something. Now, Yahweh got style. He said that the frogs are going to leave. No, you think the frog going to go back to the water. He said, no, they finna die right now. And they going to stink. Not stink, stink. You got to still go get all those up. Go ahead.
But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart, and hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh had said. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Say unto Aaron, Stretch out your rod, and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man and in beast. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, This is the finger of Elohim. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh had said. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he comes forth to the water, and say unto him, Thus says Yahweh, Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if you will not let my people go, behold, I'll send swarms of flies upon you, and upon your servants, and upon your people, and into your houses, and into the houses of the Egyptians shall be full, and the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are.
All right, now I want you to also pay attention, because people will tell you, well, we didn't have nothing to do with slavery. There were slave masters, but we didn't own any slaves. I want you to notice that the frogs, the lice, the flies, they go into Pharaoh and the people of Egypt. I need for you to pay attention, because he says, I'm going to send you into Egypt again. Okay. Well, then that mean he got to bring you out of Egypt again. Okay. Well, we see his manner of operation. Go ahead.
And I'll sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell.
Wait a minute. Stop. Hold the presses. Sever the land of Goshen so that where my people live, these plagues ain't going there. But we said, no, I want to integrate because they got better houses over there in Egypt. They got better schools over there in Egypt. I'm trying to get my kid to go to Egypt High. Have you seen their football program at Egypt High? I mean, boy, the team, they undefeated. They call the Pharaohs. You ever played the Pharaohs? Well, I know you lost. Go ahead.
In which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end that you may know that I am Yahweh in the midst of the earth.
Uh-huh.
And I'll put a division between my people and your people.
Whoa. I will put a division between my people and your people. Go ahead.
Tomorrow shall this sign be.
Now, we were given instructions, says, do not give your sons to their daughters and do not give your daughters to their sons, for they will turn them against me. It may start out as being a watered down version of the word. Sooner or later, it ain't going to be no word in what it is they're doing. But what's the first step in doing that? The first step is you live amongst them. The next step, you'll be going to school with them. When you're going to school with people, all of a sudden, you find out that relationships spark up. Most people get into a relationship, they meet those people either in school or at a workplace. So whereas we might be moving for better schools and better housing, but we're not understanding what we are also making those kids have to deal with. We think we're doing it for the kids, at least that's what we say. And then you have to deal with the unfair treatment that they're going to have within those areas. Because just because you can afford the house there, don't mean that the other people there want you there. Don't mean that they're going to treat you and your kids fair, even though you fairly made that money. That's your money. You didn't steal none of that money. That is yours. Go ahead.
And Yahweh did so. And there came a grievous swarm of flies into the houses of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. And Pharaoh called for Moshe and for Aaron and said, Go you, sacrifice to Yahweh. Go you, sacrifice to your Elohim in the land. And Moshe said, It is not meet so to do, for we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to Yahweh our Elohim. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will they not stone us? We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahweh our Elohim, as he shall command us.
Oh, so I have to be separated to do that. I can't do that amongst you. The same division that I'm supposed to have between me and you, I got to have that division when I go and deal with my Elohim. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh said, I will let you go, that you may sacrifice to Yahweh your Elohim in the wilderness. Only you shall not go very far away. Entreat for me. And Moshe said, Behold, I go out from you, and I'll entreat Yahweh that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully any more in not letting the people go to sacrifice to Yahweh. And Moshe went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahweh. And Yahweh did according to the word of Moshe, and he removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go.
Right. Pharaoh did exactly, once he get what he want, he turned right back to how he was before. Keep reading.
Then Yahweh said unto Moshe, Go in unto Pharaoh, and tell him, Thus says Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. or if you refuse to let them go, and will hold them still, behold, the hand of Yahweh is upon your cattle which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, and upon the oxen, and upon the sheep, there shall be a very grievous murrain. And Yahweh shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt.
Wait a minute. He's already severed in between the land. He's already severed in between the people. Now he says there's going to be a difference between your animals and ours. You know, this destruction gets very difficult to orchestrate if Israel not all in Goshen. So when he send the swarms on Egypt, if we are integrated, then he sent swarms on us. If the cattle die among them and we have integrated, then our cattle die too. Go ahead.
And Yahweh shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel. And Yahweh appointed a set time, saying, Tomorrow Yahweh shall do this thing in the land. And Yahweh did that thing on the morrow, and all the cattle of Egypt died. But of the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And Yahweh said unto Moshe and unto Aaron, Take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moshe sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh. And it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beasts throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took the ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh. And Moshe sprinkled it up toward heaven, and it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beasts. And the magicians could not stand before Moshe because of the boils, for the boils was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. And Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh had spoken unto Moshe.
Now understand, these boils were not just on Pharaoh. These boils were also upon the Egyptians. So when people said, I don't have anything to do with that, I didn't own slaves, you benefited from the mistreatment of those people. So you taking part in the punishment too. See, people can try to say whatever they want to say, but what matters is how Yahweh looks at a thing. Not how I look at a thing, not how you look at a thing. How does Yahweh see that thing? Because these people don't own the children of Israel. Pharaoh does. But they have not skipped one plague. Every last plague that Pharaoh got, so did the Egyptians. Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus says Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon your heart, and upon your servants, and upon your people, that you may know that there is none like me in all the earth. For now I will stretch out my hand, that I may smite you and your people with pestilence, and you shall be cut off from the earth. And in very deed for this cause have I raised you up, for to show in you my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Right, wait a minute. So Yahweh said, you know, while you was using my people, I was also using you. This is that part where folks think they so slick, they swear they're getting over on you, and Yahweh let them get over on you because he planned on getting over on them. And they be rejoicing how they tricked you and they fooled you. They be so happy. Then they realize Yahweh had another plan going the whole time. And it's too late to back out of it. They committed. Go ahead.
As yet exalted you yourself against my people, that you will not let them go. Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as has not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof, even until now. Send therefore now, and gather your cattle, and all that you have in the field. For upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field, and shall not be brought home, the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die. He that feared the word of Yahweh among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee into the houses.
Well, wait a minute. Now, because these things have been done, now there are people among the Egyptians who now fear Yahweh. Now, see, if he'd have just went on in there and just did what he did, pop, pop, shut up, Pharaoh, boom, and got on out. There's no Egyptian that fears Yahweh. But because he was systematically gone through each step, now you have Egyptians that fear Yahweh. Now, our problem is we impatient when it come down to what we want. Now, Yahweh has a process. See, Yahweh have a 10-step redemption process right here. What we want is one step.
Just tell Pharaoh, we out.
Yahweh like, no, I got some business to tend to. This ain't just about you now. Understand, I got some business to tend to. Now, you going to go to Pharaoh all these times because I got some stuff I need to say. But we ain't trying to hear that. And it's the same thing when we going through something. We don't want Yahweh's 10-step redemption plan. We want the one step and we out of here. Go ahead.
And he that regarded not the word of Yahweh left his servants and his cattle in the field.
Uh-huh.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, stretch forth your hand toward heaven, and there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt. And Moshe stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and Yahweh sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran along upon the ground, and Yahweh rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt since it became a nation.
Right. And we know that the people of the earth have always tried to mimic what Yahweh does. Why are we in disbelief that they can war through weather? You know how long they wanted to do this? You know how long they've been dreaming about this? And now we said, no, there's no way they would use the weather to fight. Well, they've been looking at this for thousands of years. They've been wanting to do this. And now with technology, they found out they can make it rain. They can spray them little creepy clouds and do all kind of things. All of a sudden, the wind pick up, all of this. What's happening? They realize that they can fight with this weather. Oh, wait a minute. Yahweh fought with the weather. Why do we think it's so strange? Go ahead, priest.
And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field, and brake every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was there no hail.
Wait a minute now. Only where the children of Israel were, was there no hail.
So we say, I got to move out of Goshen. They got some good houses up there in the plantation of Egypt. Hey, you see, matter of fact, that's the neighborhood. It's called Plantation of Egypt. It's nice over there. I ain't going to stick with these knuckles in Goshen.
Go ahead.
And Pharaoh sent and called for Moshe and Aaron. And he said unto them, I have sinned this time. Yahweh is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. Entreat Yahweh, for it is enough, and there be no more mighty thunderings and hail. And I'll let you go, and you shall stay no longer. And Moshe said unto him, as soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hands unto Yahweh, and the thunder shall cease, neither shall there be any more hail, that you may know how that the earth is Yah's. But as for you and your servants, I know that you will not yet fear Yahweh Elohim. And the flax and the barley was smitten, for the barley was in the ear, and the flax was boiled. But the wheat and the rice were not smitten, for they were not grown up, And Moshe went out of the city from Pharaoh, and spread abroad his hands unto Yahweh. And the thunders and hail ceased, and the rain was not poured upon the earth. And when Pharaoh saw that the rain and the hail and the thunders were ceased, he sinned yet more, and hardened his heart, he and his servants. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as Yahweh had spoken by Moshe.
Right. With all of the time that they have held the children of Israel, Yahweh is not letting him just let them go in one whop and get this over with. Now, one of the important parts that we have come across several times, I have severed the children of Israel from other people. I have severed the land of Goshen. I have severed your cattle from their cattle. Okay, brother, I want you to go to the next graphic and read about redrawing district lines for me.
Redrawing district lines. District maps must adhere to the Voting Rights Act to prevent racial or ethnic discrimination. Historically, some map makers have manipulated lines through practices like cracking, splitting a minority population into small pieces to dilute their impact.
Let that sit there for a minute. They redraw the lines so they can minimize your power. Go ahead.
And packing, cramming as many voters into one district as possible to drain their power elsewhere.
Right. When one of those high school teams win the state championship, you notice other black teams that won the state championship all of a sudden find themselves in the same division. That's peculiar. So what happened? All of the powerhouse black schools now fight each other. So they cancel each other out. So instead of having a 1A champion, a 2A champion, a 3A champion, a 4A champion, a 5A champion, they put all the black schools in 1A. They all fight each other, and you got one black champion, and then all of the other white champions will be white. That's how all of a sudden, after a school wins a state championship, they automatically find themselves mysteriously in another division. Wow, that's peculiar. How and why did that happen? Cram them in together, make them fight each other, and you minimize their power. It might be one of them that get to be the champion, but let them kill off each other to figure out who it's going to be. Go ahead.
Why district lines are redrawn. The decennial process. By federal law, states redraw boundaries every 10 years following the completion of the U.S. Census. Mid-decade redistricting. While typically a once-a-decade event, states and localities may also redraw lines in between census years due to court orders, legal challenges, or legislative action. Equal representation. Changes in where people live dictate the need for new borders, so no single district vote holds disproportionate weight compared to another.
So in their mind, they're doing this to keep it fair. That's what they done did say. Go ahead.
Georgia's current districts were drawn during a court-ordered special session in 2023. The state's previous maps, which were adopted in 2021, faced a series of lawsuits from Georgia residents and advocacy groups who argued the districts illegally diluted black Georgians' voting strength.
Say it ain't so. Go ahead.
In the fall of 2023, U.S. District Court Judge Steve C. Jones ordered legislators to redraw the maps to include an additional majority black congressional district in the West Metro Atlanta and 7 additional majority black legislative districts, 2 Senate and 3 House districts in Metro Atlanta, and 2 House districts around Macon. The maps were ultimately redrawn and went into effect for the 2024 election cycle, but both sides filed appeals to the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, where the cases still sit. The state is challenging the original decision that tossed out the 2021 maps, and the plaintiffs are appealing Jones' decision to approve the boundary lines drawn in 2023, which are still in use today.
Now, keep in mind, now they're redrawing these lines, that still is separate from the people moving. They're redrawing the lines anyway. But if you can encourage relocation, you multiply your efforts in redrawing the district lines. Go ahead.
But in the weeks since the Supreme Court decision was released, Georgia has started its own redistricting push, following similar moves from neighboring states like Alabama, Louisiana, and South Carolina. Normally, new political maps are drawn each decade based on new U.S. Census data.
Right, but because a new law or a new decision was made, now they say we need to hurry up and go ahead and redraw this district map so we can take away the voting power of our opponents. Go to the next graphic for me.
On another note, in DeKalb County, Georgia, the DeKalb County School District could close 27 schools and expand 11 as part of its ongoing redistricting plan. The proposal, announced during a Wednesday Student Assignment Project, SAP, meeting, isn't final and may change based on community feedback. District officials have said no schools will close during the 2026-27 school year. SAP is the district's term for the redistricting process, which is in response to declining enrollment. It's a national trend due to factors like declining birth rates and families looking towards private schools or homeschooling.
All right, let's go to our Numbers chapter 11. You have folks that said that they were going to vote, and then they went to try to go to the same place they voted last year. They said, nah, you ain't going to vote here. What? Nah, you in the other district now. Yeah, but I didn't move. No, you didn't move. The line did. What? Yeah, it was more advantageous for them to make the line around where you were so that they can divide the power that you might have if they left it alone. So now each district got to share some of y'all so that all of y'all don't have enough power to make change. They've been playing this game with us. And we stand in line all day. Folks voting, don't know nothing about the district and the district line game that they've been playing. Can't figure out why instead of voting at Flat Shoals Elementary, now you voting at Gresham Elementary. You think they just moved the play. They playing a game with you, and you don't even understand the game. Numbers chapter 11, let's start at verse 1.
And when the people complained, it displeased Yahweh. And Yahweh heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of Yahweh burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moshe, and when Moshe prayed unto Yah, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of Yahweh burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat?
Right. When the mixed multitude fell a-lusting, the mixed multitude then encouraged Israel to lust against Yahweh. Now, understand the power of the mixed multitude. The mixed multitude don't have the ability to go to Yahweh and request anything. So what they do is move you, and you have the right to go and ask of your father. You being used, and you don't even know it. They ask you, go pray to your God for me. You ever wonder why folk won't have no problem coming up and asking you to pray to your God? They know they can't ask him for nothing. They need you to do that. And you don't understand the power you have.
We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it, and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moshe heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled greatly. Moshe also was displeased.
Now, the anger of Yahweh is kindled. He don't like that unappreciative manner. Go ahead.
And Moshe said unto Yahweh, Wherefore have you afflicted your servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in your sight, that you laid the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them, that you should say unto me, Carry them in your bosom, as a nursing father bears the sucking child, unto the land which you sweareth unto their fathers? Whence should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, Give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if you deal thus with me, kill me, I pray you, out of hand, if I have found favor in your sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them on to the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with you.
All right, now understand where he's getting this ruling body. This comes from the elders, that comes from the people. It is written, you shall not get one of another nation to rule over you. We don't consider that when we're going to try to get somebody to be an elected official. Go ahead.
And I'll come down and talk with you there, and I'll take of the Spirit which is upon you, and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you bear it not yourself alone. And say you unto the people, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and you shall eat flesh. For you have wept in the ears of Yah, saying, Who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore Yahweh will give you flesh, and you shall eat.
Now, we didn't understand how disrespectful this statement was. It was well with us in Egypt. You have to understand, Yahweh said he's married unto Israel, right? So what we just told him,
You know, that other person we were dating was nicer than this. He used to take me out to Applebee's. This all you gonna do?
we didn't understand how disrespectful that was. See, we don't understand why he got so angry. Yahweh bringing us out of bondage, and we talking about.
I remember I used to get that combo number 2 with the hush puppies.
Right. Go ahead.
You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it come out of your nostrils.
You need to understand how Yahweh operate. Oh, okay, so this the thing you selling yourself for? I tell you what, eat it until it shoot out your nose. You need to understand how Yahweh operate. You got to understand, Yahweh operate like that crazy uncle who catch you and you smoking on the side of the house, and instead of stopping you, he said, no, "Oh, so this what you doing? You smoking? Oh shit, all right then. Yeah, ain't going on. Go ahead, smoke. Yeah, no, go on, take it over here. No, later. He go my lighter. Hey, go take that in there. Yeah, you finish that? You feel cool? Yeah. There you go. Go ahead, smoke it. Nah, I'm cool. No. Here you go. No. Go ahead, smoke it. No. We just got stuff. It's 20 in this pack. There you go. You ain't did but 5. No. Don't go to cry now. Here, let her nerd. owe 20 today? And you ain't have sense enough not to go get no damn Marlboros? These gonna kill you. Okay, you gotta understand how your God operates. It is good for you to understand how he operates. At least when something happened unto you, you sitting here talking about, I'm confused. I don't know why this is happening. Really? Really you don't know? Sit down and think. I don't know why these problems are popping up like this. Really? You sure you don't know? Go ahead, Bree.
But even the whole month, until it come out of your nostrils,
Uh-huh.
and it be loathsome unto you, because that you have despised Yahweh which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? And Moshe said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen, and you have said, I will give them flesh, that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them, to suffice them? Or shall all the flesh of the sea be gathered together for them, to suffice them? And Yahweh said unto Moshe, is Yahweh's hand waxed short? You shall see now whether my words shall come to pass unto you or not. And Moshe went out, and told the people the words of Yahweh, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And Yahweh came down in a cloud, and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that, when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, and did not cease.
Right. So this is going to be righteous judgment in this governmental system. This is not going to be a system of prejudice judgment. He took the same spirit that was upon Moshe and spread it out among these 70 elders. Go ahead.
But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not on to the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man, and told Moshe, and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moshe, one of his young men, answered and said, my master Moshe, forbid them. And Moshe said unto him, envieth you for my sake? Would Elohim that all Yahweh's people were prophets, and that Yahweh would put his spirit upon them.
Right. He wasn't tripping that now they have the spirit to do some things. But sometimes we get locked into something because we only want that to come from one individual. So we developing our respect the person because we don't want that spirit to spread across the room. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16, and I want you to read verses 18 through 22.
Judges and officers shall you make you in all your gates, which Yahweh Elohim gives you, throughout your tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. You shall not wrest judgment. You shall not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift does blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. That which is altogether just shall you follow, that you may live and inherit the land which Yahweh Elohim gives you. You shall not plant you a grove of any trees near unto the altar of Yahweh Elohim, which you shall make you. Neither shall you set you up any image which Yahweh your Elohim hates.
All right, so then we have this system of righteous judgment that we're supposed to set. We know that the first part comes from the spirit that was upon Moshe, that was then spread out among those 70 elders. Okay, now we get this instruction to set up a series, basically, of our court system. So, brother, I want you to go to the next graphic, and I want you to read a little bit about the grand jury.
The grand jury. When you hear that someone is indicted, it can sound like a judge reviewed the evidence, weighed the arguments, and issued a formal accusation. That is not what happened. In most serious federal criminal cases, an indictment is the product of a grand jury, a group of ordinary citizens meeting behind closed doors, listening to a prosecutor and deciding whether there is enough evidence to charge someone with a crime. Not enough to convict, not enough to prove guilt, just enough to justify moving the case into open court.
Now, let me show you how they make other things appear like they are more righteous than your gathering. Let me tell you something. A grand jury, you have seen this operation, something like it, your entire life. You ever walked in the room and your mama and her two sisters were talking? That was the grand jury right there. It's regular people having a conversation.
Child, you know what Joanne did? No, she did not. Yes, she did. Joanne did.
That's your grand jury. Wait a minute. There ain't nothing grand or jury about this. This is regular people deciding if you should be charged. Right. Go ahead.
Why proceedings are secret. Grand juries operate behind closed doors. In federal court, that secrecy is reinforced by Rule 6E of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, which limits what prosecutors, grand juries, and others may disclose. Secrecy is not just tradition. It is justified with several practical goals. Protecting the innocent. If the grand jury returns a no bill, secrecy helps prevent someone from being publicly branded a criminal without charges. Encouraging candid witnesses. Some witnesses speak more freely if they know their testimony will not immediately become public. Preventing flight or tampering. If targets learn that evidence is being developed, they can destroy documents, intimidate witnesses, or flee. Protecting jurors. Secrecy reduces pressure and retaliation risk. Critics respond with a simple point. Secrecy also makes abuse harder to detect.
Stop. Nobody knows who the grand jury is. Understand, the grand jury meet in a room. They are presented with witnesses. They see the prosecutor. The defense is not allowed to be there. The accused is not allowed to be there. So understand something. They have already formed a rapport with one another before you ever even know you're being charged. Go ahead.
It becomes difficult for the public to evaluate whether the process was fair, whether exculpatory evidence was withheld, or whether the prosecutor steered the jury toward a predetermined outcome.
Right, and they said pretty much the prosecutor, depending on how he presents it, let's say he's presenting it and he sounds optimistic about being charged, they come up with, okay, this is what he wants. When he said, this is such and such, it's just, all right, they realize that he doesn't want that person to be charged, so they're not charged. Go ahead.
Grand jurors are drawn from the community, typically through the same general jury selection system used for trial jurors. A judge swears them in and gives basic instructions on the law and their role.
I have not heard of anybody that I've ever known to be a part of a grand jury. Tell me, why is that? Tell me, how is it? I know people who done been called for jury duty. How is it that I have never known anybody who was ever called to be a part of a grand jury? Okay, go ahead.
The prosecutor, often an assistant U.S. attorney in federal court, decides what evidence to present and which witnesses to call. The rules of evidence are looser than at trial. Hearsay can come in. Documents can often be summarized. The pace can be fast. It is also worth knowing knowing what does not operate here the way people assume. The exclusionary rule generally does not apply at the grand jury stage, so evidence that might be suppressed at trial can often still be shown to a grand jury.
Right. Something that would not be allowed but will sway their thought is said to them, knowing that it will never make it to court. But it'll be enough to go ahead and get them charged, to get them indicted. Go ahead.
Prosecutors are expected not to mislead the grand jury, but federal law generally does not require prosecutors to present substantial exculpatory evidence to the grand jury. United States versus Williams, 1992. In practice, the prosecutor controls the flow of information.
Right. So if there's evidence that could fight against that person being charged, the prosecutor is not, he's not held to tell you.
Oh, by the way, he was in Florida when this happened in Michigan. But I'm not telling you that.
What? That seems like it might be pretty good information to have, like he wasn't in the state. No, he's not required to tell you that. Go ahead.
Witnesses appear one at a time. The prosecutor questions them. Grand jurors can ask questions as well, often through the prosecutor or the foreperson. Who is in the room matters. Typically, you will see the grand jurors, the prosecutor, the witness, and a court reporter. There's usually no judge. Defense counsel is not allowed inside.
All right, now let's go to this other part that, you hear a lot of time. They say that you shall be judged by a jury of your peers. Now let's see what that means. Go ahead.
Jury of one's peers. A jury of one's peers refers to a defendant's constitutional right to have a trial by a jury made of fellow citizens. The jurors should be a random selection of citizens who are a representation of the community where the case is being tried.
Stop. It's a random selection of people within the community. Now, if you can redraw the lines. Now, hold on. So if you redraw the lines, you change the boundaries of the community. Now, a jury of one's peers from the community looks different than the actual community. You say every time I go out, all I see is people who look like us. But when I went to the courtroom, oh, wait a minute. All those people in the courthouse look different. But every time I go out, I keep seeing people who look like me. But when I go to the courthouse, I don't see nobody who look like me. Go ahead, priest.
This right applies to all criminal cases, but not necessarily all civil cases.
Now, there's some people that said, look, I'm doing good in school. I ain't never got to worry about none of this information. Until the day you realize that you done found yourself in court. Now, all of a sudden,
What that was priest said that time.
because the boy who just got 35 years, he had a 3.7. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, you won't need none of this. Right. Go ahead.
The right to a jury of one's peers is found in the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which states, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury. The impartial jury provision is intended to ensure that a jury's verdict is not tainted by biases that jurors may harbor before being presented with the evidence of the particular case. Jury of one's peers stems from the expression judgment of his peers in the Magna Carta, which required that nobles accused of crimes would be judged by members of the nobility rather than the king. What it is: a random cross-selection sampling of adult citizens who live in your jurisdiction, such as your county or state. What it is not.
It says random now. That's what they say. It's random. They just randomly, they close their eyes and they pick. Right. Go ahead.
It does not mean your jury will match your specific age, race, gender, or profession. You're not entitled to a tailor-made jury of your exact equals, but rather a fair representation of the broader local population.
Wait a minute now. Now this means something different. Now we say we move to a place for better schools, for better housing. Did you look at any of the demographics of that area before you moved there? Did you know what court is going to look like when you go there? Go ahead, Pre.
You know, Elder, we like to go hang out in places, and the first thing that's coming to my mind is South Beach, where I've gotten in trouble.
Uh-huh.
But then you realize that because we hang out on South Beach don't mean we live in South Beach, so the jury is not going to look like us that hang out in South Beach.
You got the A. When you go to court, it's going to look like North Beach. Yeah. Go ahead.
Selection rules. Potential jurors are screened during the voir dire process. The law strictly prohibits the government or courts from intentionally excluding groups of people based on race, gender, or national origin.
That's what they say. So they don't use that to make you ineligible. They use the special questionnaire that you put, and they deselect you from your answers on the questionnaire. Let's go to the next graphic, brother.
Carmelo Anthony verdict. In the recent Carmelo Anthony verdict, a teenager was sentenced to 35 years in prison for stabbing another student. Family representatives revealed Anthony attended Frisco Centennial High School and held a 3.7 GPA as a student.
So they couldn't play the thug narrative. You notice you didn't hear the thug narrative. Why you didn't hear the thug narrative? It's very hard to sell the thug narrative when somebody has a 3.7. Go ahead.
He was a captain of both the school's football and track and field teams. Away from school, he worked at Foot Locker for 2 years as well as the H-E-B supermarket chain. Carmelo Anthony claimed he acted in self-defense. Anthony's parents state that he ran from the situation into the arms of a teacher. They also stated the teacher testified and corroborated this statement. The teacher had to also keep another boy from jumping Carmelo Anthony as well. Anthony's self-defense claim was not respected by the all-white jury, who quickly returned a guilty verdict.
So it was just a random pick of the people in the community. And his jury was all white, and they quickly returned a guilty verdict. Go to the next graphic for me, bro.
Representative Jasmine Crockett says that she has tried many cases and understands the verdict comes down to what county the incident occurred in.
Stop for a second. I need you to let that sit. See, as we go out and places and we say, I want to go here, I want to go there, we don't know and we haven't researched any of the information of the place that we're trying to go. We just say, it's nice. Okay, go ahead.
Crockett stated that the incident took place in Collin County, which is north of Dallas County.
Now, so we could be going somewhere and just go too far down I-20. And now we ended up somewhere else. We're not considering any of that. We just want to be free to be. All right, go ahead.
And it is not the county for a young black boy to get a fair trial.
Oh, now see, did you know that? See, now do we think about that when we go somewhere? Understand, he's just going to a track meet. And when you go to a track meet, you go to other schools. Go ahead.
She also says that if the tables were turned, a white boy would not have been convicted because he would not have been charged. They would have automatically believed him when he said he was afraid of a black boy that was larger than him.
Right. Was that Rittenhouse who had the AR and went a couple states over? Still, they let him off. He got to say he was scared. Now you got an AR. What you scared of? Who you scared for? And then you came out here. That's how she says, and she referenced this without saying the name. She referenced that exact situation. All right, go to the next graphic, brother.
Emmett Till was a 14-year-old African-American boy from Chicago. In August 1955, while visiting family in Mississippi, he was brutally murdered by 2 white men after allegedly whistling at a white woman in a grocery store. His tragic death and the subsequent events became a major catalyst for the modern civil rights movement. The murder and trial, the kidnapping on August 28, 1955, Roy Bryant and his half-brother J.W. Millam abducted Till in the middle of the night. They brutally beat and shot him, tying a heavy metal fan to his neck with barbed wire before throwing his body into the Tallahatchie River. The acquittal: the men were arrested and charged with murder, but an all-white, all-male jury acquitted them in less than an hour.
It is interesting how the random selection of jury seems to work out for one group of people. But that random selection of jury just does not seem to work out for any other group of people. Isn't that just a tad bit peculiar? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 26. But now consider, Yahweh said, now I put all my people in Goshen. We said, but Yahweh, you got to see the houses over there in Egypt, though. Have you seen what the lawn look like over there? Yahweh, I don't think I want to live in Goshen no more. All right. Leviticus chapter 26, let's start at verse 14.
But if you will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that you will not do all my commandments, but that you break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I'll leave and appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague, that shall consume the eyes, and cause sorrow of heart, and you shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I'll set my face against you, and you shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and you shall flee when thou pursues you.
Wait a minute. They that hate you shall reign over you. I'm sorry. Are we paying attention? But we still trying to integrate. If we've been doing this for this long, why is the process still so difficult against us? Why don't we have any friends in any of these places? We have friends in all the places that we gonna hang out. How is it we don't have no friends at the courthouse? So everything integrated except the courthouse. Right. But see, that's the one place that you ain't trying to go. Right. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, the end of verse 16 just sticks out to me a different way. It says, and you shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I think when we see that, we're always thinking
we're thinking of food.
Right.
Your seed is your children. They are devouring your children. But we still want to hang out, have a good time. The jury selection is going to operate differently for them than it is for you. And then these kids learn a system of unfairness, because now we have them in a school, but then they're learning that when they do something, they wind up in the office or getting suspended, and they watch something 3 times worse than that, and them people are not even discussing it with those other people. Right. Go ahead.
And I'll set my face against you, and you shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and you shall flee when thou pursues you. And if you will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I'll punish you 7 times more for your sins. And I'll break the pride of your power,
Wait a minute, I'm going to punish you 7 times more. We get upset. We say, man, this young kid never been in trouble, never had a criminal record. He got 35 years. You realize there's people that murder people with a gun and got out in like 7? They right back on the street. The difference was, who did they kill? Go ahead, bro.
And I'll make your heaven as iron, and your earth as brass, and your strength shall be spent in vain. For your land shall not yield her increase, neither shall the trees of the land yield their fruits. And if you walk contrary unto me, I will not hearken, and will not hearken unto me, I'll bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins.
All right, so now you get 7 times more plagues. Who are we blaming that on when it happens? See, we want to integrate. We want to do all of those things, but understand what that feels like as these as young children are being reared up and they're noticing things are not equal. And the deeper you integrate, the less you walk into your culture. So the more of that 7 times you get into yourself. 7 times the plague, 7 times the punishment. Consider what 7 is. Bro, what's 7 times 7? Did I put you on the spot, bro? You look like you adding over that. Carry the 1. what?
49.
Carry the 1. So 49. All right. So the little boy got 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So he got multiplication of what somebody else would have got. Somebody else might have got 7. He almost got 7 times 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Now y'all think we just be going over some stuff. All right. Keep thinking that. Go ahead, Pre.
Verse 22. I'll also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children.
Dude, don't you think that them folks feel robbed of their child? When you watch real murderers, drug dealers, gangbangers, and they all getting out before the kid with the 3.7. Every last one of them gonna be back home. Molesters, all of them coming back home. Before the little boy who was scared, who ran into the arms of the teachers, they all coming home before him. Go ahead.
And destroy your cattle and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate. And if you will not be reformed by me by these things, but will walk contrary unto me, then will I also walk contrary unto you, and will punish you yet 7 times for your sins.
Mm-hmm.
Now bring a sword upon you, that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant.
Wait a minute. The quarrel of his covenant. Yahweh got a problem with you because you're not keeping the things that he has I told you to keep and the things that you agreed that you would keep. Go ahead.
And when you are gathered together within your cities, I'll send the pestilence among you, and you shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy.
Uh-huh. I'm going to send the pestilence upon you. So you gather, you said, I'm going to go to the beach. Right. And then I'm going to send the enemy against you. Why? Because you ain't walking in my covenant. So we're looking for Yahweh to come at us. No. He said, no. I got some beasts sitting right over there on the top of that hill. They coming to get you. Go ahead.
And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and you shall eat, and not be satisfied. And if you will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury. And I, even I, will chastise you 7 times for your sins. And you shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall you eat.
Now, it's interesting that it keeps going 7 times. The basis of everything that we have is based on 7, starting with the Sabbath. Our holy days, everything is based on the 7. So you going to deal with it one way or another. You can either deal with it in righteousness or you can deal with it in 7 times of punishment. You can deal with it in 7 times of plagues. You can deal with it in 7 times of problems. Pick what you going to do. But you going to deal with this 7. How you going to deal with it? But you're going to deal with it. Because it's what you were created for. Did you finish that, brother?
No, sir. And I'll destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols. And my soul shall abhor you. And I'll make your cities waste and bring your sanctuaries onto desolation. And I'll not smell the savor of your sweet odors. And I'll bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it.
Now, consider something. How is it that we can go back to 1955 and see a trial operate the same way that the one just operated last week? But we say, you know what? We've made so many advancements. What they at? What they at? Show me. Don't tell me about it. Show me. Tell me how we have a setup that's the same. And this ain't because we black. Ethiopia is black. Sudanese is black. Nigeria is black. This ain't happening to none of them. This is about the quarrel of his covenant. So when them people say, it's not because you black, they're telling you the truth. It's not. And no matter how much you decide you're going to mix yourself, you think, well, I'm light-skinned black. Boy, stop. They don't care nothing for him. You can go to light-skinned black jail. You're going to go right there. They don't mean nothing to them. Because this ain't about black. This is about who you are as a people. And Yahweh letting them do it. Because you won't stand in the covenant. Brother, let's go to Exodus chapter 2. Exodus chapter 2, and let's start that at verse 1.
And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took a wife of a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrush, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off, to know what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river's side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to you a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for you? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I'll give you your wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moshe. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moshe was grown.
Now it came to pass in those days when Moshe was grown. He has been raised in the house of Pharaoh. All right. He has all the amenities of Egyptian power. He has the clothing, he has the look, he has the education. Now let's see if he was fully integrated. Go ahead.
That he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
Right. He couldn't fully integrate. He has all the money of Egypt. He has all the power, the prominence. But his heart is on them people that keep being mistreated. And with all of those things, he could not be convinced inside to be an Egyptian. Even though everybody who saw him on the outside thought he was an Egyptian, but he could never be an Egyptian inside because of the love that he had for his people. Go ahead.
And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smiteth you your fellow? And he said, Who made you a prince and a judge over us? Intend you to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? And Moshe feared and said, Surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moshe, but Moshe fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well.
Right. He forfeited all his good life because he couldn't calm that down inside of him, watching his people being mistreated. But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Genesis chapter 43. Genesis chapter 43. And I want you to read verses 25 to 32.
And they made ready the present against Yosef, came at noon. For they heard that they should eat bread there. And when Yosef came home, they brought him the present which was in their hand into the house, and bowed themselves to him to the earth. And he asked them of their welfare, and said, Is your father well? The old man of whom you spake, is he yet alive? And they answered, Your servant our father is in good health, he is yet alive. And they bowed down their heads and made obeisance. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, Is this your younger brother of whom you spake unto me? And he said, Elohim be gracious unto you, my son. And Yosef made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep. And he entered into his chamber and wept there. And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, Set on bread. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with them by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
Wait a minute. So, you're living in a place that if you eat with those people, it's an abomination. Now, understand what happened. We are trying to push our way into something. You know, what caused the altercation was with the Carmelo Anthony. He came under a tent to get out of the rain, but they said, no, this is our tent for our people. You can't come up under this tent. So we are trying to do some things here. Even in this situation, they think Yosef is an Egyptian, so he can't eat with them per se because they don't understand what's happening. He'll give up his cover. It's an abomination for an Egyptian to eat with a Hebrew. We consider this as we are trying to merge our way into everything, not understanding the spiritual implications that are connected to that. Our Elohim has set for us to be separate, for us to be sanctified. We allowed people to help us in a movement that we can go through desegregation. And what's interesting, when we look at those individuals who helped us, they belonged to another religious group. We thought that they was all white, but they wasn't. Come to figure out, they own everything in their neighborhood. They never did that separation. You can go right now, they own everything in their block. The schools, the stores, their religious gatherings, everything is owned by them. So they came to say they was helping you. But they were helping divide you so that your power might be weaker. Good, brother. You finished that?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.